On a peaceful Friday evening in early April, Elizabeth and her partner Matthew were enjoying quality time together at their shared residence. Completely absorbed in their social media feeds, Elizabeth stumbled upon a captivating advertisement for a romantic retreat. Intrigued by the chance to escape their daily responsibilities, she eagerly shared the advertisement with Matthew. The ad portrayed Passion's Peak as a breathtaking and romantic destination nestled atop a majestic mountain. It promised an intimate and unforgettable experience for couples, with panoramic views of cascading valleys, lush forests, and shimmering lakes. Passion's Peak was depicted as a serene and idyllic setting where couples could rekindle their love and create everlasting memories. The advertisement highlighted the cozy and luxurious mansion, secluded hiking trails, and meticulous attention to detail, all designed to ignite passion and provide a sanctuary for couples to connect and indulge in each other's company. Whether it was stargazing under a sky of twinkling stars or savoring a candlelit dinner with stunning panoramic vistas, Passion's Peak was portrayed as the ultimate haven for couples seeking a romantic escape. Initially hesitant due to the remote location of the mansion, which was situated on a mountain surrounded by woods, Matthew expressed his concern, arguing that choosing to stay alone in the forest carries a substantial amount of risk. However, Elizabeth persistently desired a romantic getaway and insisted that they both deserved it. To address Matthew's hesitation, Elizabeth suggested inviting her sister Jade and Jade's boyfriend Lucas to join them on the trip. Reluctantly, Matthew agreed to the idea, and the couple retired early to ensure they were well rested for the long drive ahead. As they cuddled up and drifted into slumber, their minds were filled with dreams of the romantic getaway that awaited them at Passion's Peak. The following morning, as the sun began to rise, Matthew awoke and realized that Elizabeth was no longer by his side. Confused, he called out her name.
Liz? Liz, where are you?
Elizabeth entered the room and informed Matthew that she had prepared breakfast for him and packed their suitcases for the weekend trip before he woke up. Expressing his gratitude for her efforts, Matthew jokingly questioned how she managed to cook without burning down the house. Ignoring his remark, Elizabeth invited him to join her for breakfast. After finishing their meal, they loaded their luggage into Matthew's truck and set off to meet Jade and Lucas at Jade's house before embarking on the journey. A short 15-minute drive later, they arrived at Jade's place, where they were greeted by her warm smile and excitement. After a brief conversation and some final planning, the group embarked on their road trip to Passion's Peak, filled with anticipation for a weekend brimming with romance, adventure, and unforgettable memories. After a 9-hour drive, they finally reached Passion's Peak, feeling a mix of excitement and relief. As they approached the entrance, they were welcomed by Joe, a staff member of the luxurious establishment.
Hello there. Welcome to Passion's Peak. Do you all have a reservation for the mansion?
Elizabeth, shocked and bewildered, informed Joe that she was unaware reservations were required and had expected to pay upon arrival. Joe apologized for the confusion and offered to check if there were any available rooms. Anxious glances were exchanged among the group, hoping there would be accommodations for them. After a short wait, Joe returned with an apology, informing them that all the rooms in the mansion were fully booked. However, he extended an offer for a complimentary stay in one of the cottages. Matthew quickly declined the offer.
A cottage? I think I'll pass on that one, buddy. Haven't you seen the movie Cabin in the Woods? That horror movie with zombies and stuff?
Despite Matthew's hesitation, Elizabeth insisted on accepting the cottage stay, emphasizing the long drive back home and how much they both deserved a vacation. After a heated disagreement, Matthew finally relented and agreed to stay. The group returned to their vehicles and made their way towards the cottage nestled in the heart of the forest. To their pleasant surprise, the cottage exceeded their expectations in terms of charm and elegance. It boasted 3 rooms and 2 bathrooms, providing ample comfort for all. As they entered the cottage, they were captivated by its beauty and comfort. Each couple chose their own room, with Jade selecting the larger bedroom as the older sister. As the night gradually came to a close, the group prepared themselves for a restful night's sleep. As the morning dawns, the sun leisurely rises, casting its warm glow upon the group. They awaken, ready to embrace the day ahead. To their pleasant surprise, a delectable breakfast awaits them in the kitchen, accompanied by a thoughtful note from Joe, extending a warm welcome and inviting them to savor their stay. Overwhelmed with delight, the group marvels at the array of food before them. Filled with anticipation, Matthew eagerly rushes to serve himself, inadvertently neglecting to consider his girlfriend Elizabeth. This oversight disappoints Elizabeth, leading her to confront Matthew about his thoughtless actions. In response, Matthew asserts that Elizabeth is more than capable of serving herself. Disheartened, Elizabeth reluctantly helps herself to breakfast, only to be interrupted by her sister Jade. Jade guides Elizabeth to her room, voicing her disapproval of Matthew's impolite and immature behavior. She questions why Elizabeth remains in a 5-year relationship with him. The sisters engage in a brief conversation, reflecting on the incident and sharing insights about their own romantic relationships. However, their conversation is abruptly interrupted by a sudden and distant growling noise emanating from the depths of the nearby forest.
Whoa, did you hear that?
Hear what?
That loud growling sound. It sounded like some kind of an animal.
It was probably just a bear or something.
I don't think so. That was way too loud to be a bear.
Lucas and Matthew enter the room upon hearing the growling. They express concern and worry as the group discusses the source and location of the noise. Elizabeth tries to lighten the mood and divert their attention from their worries, suggesting they enjoy their vacation. Unfazed by the situation, Elizabeth proposes they go swimming in the nearby lake and then head to the mansion to find Joe for some alcoholic beverages. Feeling frightened and anxious, Jade decides to stay inside the cottage while Elizabeth, Matthew, and Lucas opt for swimming. Lucas hesitates momentarily, expressing his reluctance to leave Jade alone. However, Jade insists that Lucas should have fun and assures him she can manage on her own. After the conversation, the group ultimately agrees to go to the lake, leaving Jade behind. While enjoying their time in the water, Lucas unexpectedly discovers a lifeless deer resting on the riverbank, its body mutilated with a large chunk of flesh torn away. Elizabeth and Matthew join Lucas to examine the deer.
Oh my goodness, that's disturbing. I wonder what did this.
Some type of predator, I'm sure.
Well, obviously, but the size of that chunk of flesh missing, it's pretty intense.
Whatever it may be, it seems to still be in the area. Let's not overlook the growling noises we heard earlier.
Right. I think I'm about ready for that drink now. Let's go find Joe. And while we're there, we'll tell him about what we found.
The group leaves the riverbank, feeling a mixture of curiosity and unease. Little do they know, their adventure is about to take a darker turn. As they approached the cottage, they noticed a line of vehicles recently seen at the mansion, driving off and leaving the vicinity. Filled with curiosity and bewilderment, Lucas and Matthew decided to venture away from the cottage in search of Joe, urging the ladies to remain inside the safety of the cottage. As they make their way towards the opulent mansion of Passion's Peak, they feel a growing sense of apprehension regarding what they may encounter. Upon nearing the mansion, they observe the absence of all the previously parked vehicles. In an attempt to elicit a response from Joe, they knock on the door of the mansion, but no one answers. Fueled by curiosity, Lucas and Matthew stealthily navigate to the rear of the building, where they discover an unlocked window. With cautious determination, they enter through the window and proceed to explore the interior of the building. As Lucas and Matthew explored the empty mansion, their excitement quickly turned to disappointment as they found nothing of interest. They made their way back to the truck, ready to continue their search elsewhere. But as they reached for the door handle, a sinking feeling washed over them. The car keys were unintentionally locked inside the vehicle. Upon realizing their oversight, they devised a strategy to delicately pry open the door to unlock it, all while ensuring no harm would be done to the vehicle. With a renewed sense of determination, they headed back to the unlocked window of the mansion that they had discovered earlier. Inside the building, they searched every room, hoping to find something to pry the door open with. But their efforts proved futile. After several hours have elapsed, the moon ascends into the sky. Just as they were about to give up and consider breaking the truck window as their last resort, a bone-chilling sound reverberated from outside, permeating through the mansion.
Did you hear that? It's that noise again from earlier.
Yeah, I heard it. Let's hurry things up here.
Their hearts raced with fear as Lucas and Matthew anxiously peered out the window, only to catch a glimpse of a massive and horrifying creature lurking in the shadows. The creature's eyes emitted a haunting red glow, and its contorted form sent shivers down their spines. Suddenly, the sound of the creature tearing through the walls downstairs filled the air, indicating its relentless pursuit. Recognizing the danger they were now in, the two friends swiftly retreated from the window. Overwhelmed by panic and dread, they frantically searched for a hiding place, desperately hoping to evade the wrath of the creature. Matthew made the decision to conceal himself in a bedroom closet, while Lucas opted to descend to the kitchen and take cover beneath the table, surrounding himself with chairs to shield his presence. They urgently needed to devise an escape plan and reach safety. However, their chances appeared grim as the truck keys remained locked inside and the menacing creature continued to lurk within the mansion. In an unexpected turn of events, the creature made its way to the kitchen where Lucas is hiding. The creature begins to emit a menacing growl, positioned ominously by the table, mere inches away from Lucas. With incredible strength, the enormous entity captures Lucas from underneath the table and forcefully flings him to the ground, resulting in his instant demise, followed by the devouring of his remains. Brimming with fear, Matthew stealthily descends the stairs, bypassing the creature and exiting the mansion, skillfully making his way back to the open air in order to reach his truck. He spots a stone resting on the ground and employs it to gain access to his vehicle, retrieving the key and enabling his escape. As Matthew speeds off, he loses control of the vehicle, crashing into a tree. During the impact, he hits his head and instantly loses consciousness briefly. Upon regaining consciousness, he quickly realizes that he's still in danger, ultimately abandoning his vehicle and escaping by foot. When suddenly, he steps on a bear trap. As Matthew found himself ensnared in the unforgiving grip of the bear trap, the relentless creature pursued him with unyielding determination. Closing in on its prey, it wasted no time in commencing a grisly feast, devouring Matthew alive, beginning its gruesome assault with a chilling consumption of his head. The fate of Lucas and Matthew is a tragic one. The darkness and horror that enveloped their once hopeful vacation has prevailed, leaving a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk in the unknown.